No, this is not from a movie. Skies across the country have been filled with this smoke and haze for the last several days. That's because of those wildfires burning in Canada.
New York City, right behind us here, has experienced the worst air quality in the world today. Smoke from those wildfires also having an impact on air quality here in Toledo and in Michigan.
Our team of meteorologists, they've been keeping a close eye on this all week long and what's kind of fueling the fire and dealing with all of this thickness. Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers, meteorologist John Birchfield joining us for this team coverage. We begin with Chris.
Yeah, Jeff, just this afternoon, some air quality alerts that went into place across the area. Much of the day, we were on borderline unhealthy for sensitive groups or just plain outright unhealthy as far as air quality. Now, it's the smoky skies, much of that in the mid to upper layers of the atmosphere, but some of it making its impact down here at the surface, giving us that hazy sunshine. And I do expect perhaps it gets a bit worse before it gets better Thursday and into Friday. Wildfire smoke actually visible on satellite imagery. We've got some of those pockets of wildfire smoke into western Ohio, thicker pockets of that smoke into upstate New York, down into New York City, and just a difference of what it looks like from outer space. We've got high resolution satellite imagery from late May when we had crystal clear skies. That's how Lake Erie should look, to an image like this, the same exact look over Lake Erie, nearly completely obscured from space due to the thickness of that wildfire smoke. So the question is, where is it going and when will we see an end to this? We actually have the ability to put our hour-by-hour forecast to work here, much like we do forecasting the chance of rain or snow. It is wildfire smoke. We get another plume of it into the area tomorrow morning, so I expect it will be another hazy sunrise and hazy conditions and perhaps some difficulty with respiratory issues through the afternoon and evening tomorrow, and perhaps could even get a bit worse with another pocket of that thicker smoke that potentially coming in Friday morning, which could again create very poor air quality. Speaking of air quality, we've got meteorologist John Birchfield. He's out at Class City Metro Park. John, I know I noticed it all day. A little improvement this afternoon, this evening compared to what we had this morning, but still look at it overall, fairly poor air quality.
Absolutely, Chris. We're seeing a little more blue in the sky, but you still notice a bit of that murky horizon. Looking here over the Maumee River in downtown Toledo, we're standing in East Toledo at Glass City Metro Park, and the air quality is still far worse than it should be because that Canadian wildfire smoke has traversed hundreds of miles, riding in along the jet stream, and some of that smoke has found its way to the ground level. Now, right now, the air quality should not pose a concern for the vast majority of you watching, but if you do have a lung condition, if you do have asthma, if you are elderly, I'd recommend staying inside for as much as possible this evening. But overall, a short walk, run, bike ride, not going to hurt you with the air quality this evening. Now, to give you an idea of the scope of the impacts of this Canadian wildfire smoke, air quality alerts not only in Michigan and the Buckeye State, but a number of eastern states are under air quality advisories and alerts due to that wildfire smoke that has made its way to the ground level. Now, the air quality here in Toledo is marginally better than it was earlier in the day. We use the term AQI, or air quality index, to measure just how much particulate matter is in the air and how much pollution exists because of that western wildfire smoke. The AQI was up to 150 earlier today, which is exceptionally high, especially here in the Midwest. That number has dropped down to the 60s, which shows you some marginal improvement, but sadly we are going to see another uptick in the particulate matter due to that wildfire smoke. Now, as Melissa mentioned at the top of the hour, New York City saw the worst air quality of any city in the entire globe today, with an AQI of 400, which gives you an idea just how much more severe conditions are out in some of those big metropolitan areas in the East Coast versus what they are here at home. Our air quality is expected to once again worsen as we head towards Friday, especially. Over the weekend, it will be fair, which is to say, if you do have any respiratory conditions, minimize the outdoor time. Otherwise, just consider staying inside a little longer than usual. And we are still seeing a bit of that haze on the horizon. We'll continue to keep you updated on the impacts of that wildfire smoke.